Hello, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kenya's most comprehensive political and governance analysis show. Definitely, I'm talking about the Candid Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evans Okinyi. I'm always glad to bring you up to date with comprehensive analysis of all that is taking place in this country and across our borders with a number of guests. And this fine afternoon, I'm joined here by Wakili Willie Sotieno. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes.
We are still here in this country. The last time I had this conversation with you about the embattled cabinet secretary in charge of agriculture, Honorable Mithika Linturi, you said that he belongs to the gallows. And according to you, there was no way that Mithika Linturi would actually survive the impeachment motion that was tabled against him. But then things have turned, tables have turned, and right now the dailies are reporting that the CS is as white as cotton. So to say, I saw Taifa Leo right, Mithika ni mweupe kama pamba. Let's have this conversation. What do you think is happening here? Where do you think we're getting it wrong as a country?
You see, look at the composition of the select committee. The six people who voted in support of Mithika Linturi were made members of the committee. 149 members of parliament voted for impeachment. 36 voted against. The speaker decides, and the House leadership decides, in the select committee, you are putting 6 people who voted for him. They are the majority in the committee of 11. What does that tell you? It was designed to save him. But he stands impeached. Parliament had almost unanimously found just cause for his removal from office. So he stands impeached. And if you look at the proceedings before the select committee, what Mithika was trying to do was to turn this to be a love-hate relationship between him and a certain member of parliament.
Do you think that saved him?
Didn't save him. I mean, the main thing is this. There are 3 questions the Kenyan people have. Is Mithika the CS agriculture? Yes. Was there fake fertilizer that was applied to farmers? Yes. Does he bear legal and political responsibility for that? Yes.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the select committee, and there's a senior lawyer who has opened publicly that they've been paid, some of them have been paid. I mean, maybe that is what they're doing. They are voting as per the person who paid them. If that senior lawyer is to be believed. But the facts, the 3 facts that I've told you, questions that I've posed, the answers are yes to all of them. So in the eyes of the people of Kenya, Mithika Linturi stand impeached for superintending over the sale of fake fertilizer to poor farmers. And those MPs will have their day with their people, if that's the route they've chosen. That they are the ones who are now condoning and facilitating the misery of the Kenyan farmer. Those farmers who are crying out there that they've bought fake fertilizer, you cannot tell them that all this was about Mithika and Kaitan. No. This was about their livelihoods. This was about their lives. How the act of the ministry, as led by Mithika Linturi, has impacted on their lives. It has caused them untold pain and misery. Some have lost their crop for the season. They are not able to recover the season. And yet you are telling us that nothing has happened. It simply means that the person protecting Mithika Linturi is high up. That is why the salt system was designed post the parliament voting to impeach him. The subsequent processes were designed to save him. Who stands to benefit most from Mithika being in office? That's the person maybe we should be focusing on. I've always said fish is rotten from the head. Maybe that is where the problem is.
Okay.
That is why even the House leadership designs a select committee that by its design and nature is skewed towards giving him a soft landing. Despite the overwhelming vote from the general membership of the House. So we cannot turn a blind eye on that. we must still speak on the issue. Mithika Linturi owes the people of Kenya an explanation, and he belongs to the gallows. He does not belong in the executive.
Okay, here we are. Wakili, of course, Mheshimiwa to be, if if you and your party leader Jimmy Wanjigi managed to ascend to the presidency and leadership of this particular country, but here we are, Mithika is as wide as snow, so they say, as the dailies report. But we find ourselves in a certain tricky situation here when our leaders and public servants actually find themselves with surrounded with such kind of cases as the one that Mithika Linturi got himself in here. Of course, it's true that fake fertilizer was given to the farmers, but then we are not seeing any kind of responsibility being taken. Where do you think we are getting it wrong? Because many members of the public would expect that the agriculture CS would be home by now. But then he's not home. We've had past cases, even the 5 billion oil deal that involved the CS for trade back then, the former CS for trade, Moses Kuria. Nothing was said of that. Again, right now, this one just goes this way. And at the end of the day, life moves on in the country. Where do you think we have a problem, and how best can we fix that particular problem?
You know, there's only one way to fix that problem. It's to get out Kenya Kwanza. This is a government that experts call a kakistocracy, where you are led by the worst of your society. In Kenya Kwanza, for the first time in the history of Kenya, we are led by the worst of the worst in our society. Don't expect anything good out of them. Even when it is glaringly clear that something wrong has been done to the people of Kenya, you see the kakistocracy coming out to protect one of its own, tries to cleanse one of its own that is caught in that mark. So don't expect anything good. I always say, Kenya Kwanza just promises you pain. If anything good happens out of Kenya Kwanza, take it as a surprise. But there must be something mischievous somewhere. They serve you. So there's no solution in view. The only solution is to kick them out. The conversation we should be having as a people is not to ask Serikal's ideas, Serikali do what. No. The conversation that Kenyan people should be having is, when are these people leaving office? And how do we get them out of office? That's the only conversation. Do we have a commission in place to superintend of an election? How do we organize ourselves to remove them, vote them out? That's the only conversation we should be having. But otherwise, you'll see more and more of this. Today, it started with edible oil. It went to gangster oil. Now it went to fertilizer. There's another one coming. That is guaranteed. That there's something else that they'll be doing that will cost you more pain. Now this country is reduced into, it looks like one big slum. The decay in our institutions, in our infrastructure, is unprecedented. And you are seeing nothing being done about it. The education sector is in shambles. The health sector is in shambles. Our road infrastructure is in shambles. And yet there is no master plan that you can say is being implemented to revive these sectors. Manufacturing that is lowest since the history of the nation. We are more guaranteed of job losses than job gains every day. So which ministry is working? Which department is working? The Ministry of Interior is now reduced to constantly just keep reporting to us passport machine every day. One machine takes the whole government department and they've never gotten it right. That now the minister has to go to Nyayo House almost every week to confirm if the machine is working. I mean, the system is rotten to the core. Nothing can function. Only when it comes to their personal benefits that the system seems to work. So, why do you waste time with such kind of people? Why do you still have a conversation hoping that something good will come out of them? Nothing. Nothing. Disaster response, even the basic of them all. You're not seeing any response from government. They're not putting any resources. If it was not for Red Cross and a few public spirited Kenyans, we would have lost more than 1,000 Kenyans with little impact or little response from government. Yet they're the ones who collect our money.
Okay.
Red Cross is doing it from peanuts that they collect and donations. Them, they have all the money they collect from us, but they cannot do anything. So these ones, you just give up. Don't expect anything positive to happen out of Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Kwanza represents pain. And anytime you see any of them, just know that is the manifestation of your pain.
Here we are. You've said that the fish is rotten at the head, of course, while we were having this conversation here. If it is so, then why would the CS be the one being slaughtered in this particular event entire?
Because as I've said, all of them should go.
Okay.
He's the one who just now bears the immediate responsibility. Yeah. Start with him.
Okay.
But all of them.
So starting with him, would that actually help? Because if at all...
Starting with him sends the right signal. But the ultimate problem is at the top. Maybe on this one, if the top said, okay, I was not aware, I was not participating, then you'll see, in fact, we should not even impeach Linturi. He should not be impeached. Linturi should be sacked at first instance. After being sacked, he should be arraigned in court 1 to take a plea. If the top is working. But why is he not sacking him? Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't Ruto sack him? It means that Ruto is an accomplice to whatever Linturi is doing.
So you're saying here, and that
he is okay with it.
That's the question I was actually coming here to ask, because I was like, in any functional democracy, in any functional government, in this, of course, across the globe and all over, when such a thing happens, we would expect actually the president actually to be the first person to take an action on whoever has been accused of such, and only bring him back to work when he's already been accused of all the charges against that particular person. But here we are in this country. That has not happened. Why?
Of course, he's acquiescing to what Linturi has done. He's okay with it. He seems to be okay with what Linturi has done. So he cannot take any action against him. Maybe those are an accomplice. Yeah? So how do you expect him to take action against his accomplice? He thinks Linturi is doing a good job. If he felt Linturi was not doing a good job, he would have sacked him. But as it is, he believes Linturi is doing a good job, causing pain to Kenyans. That is their mark of performance. Who has caused the most pain to Kenyans today? And Linturi is doing a good job. So why should he sack him? He believes in him. So give it to them. They are delivering on the mandate. That's why he can't sack them. But if Linturi was not delivering, he will have sacked him. Only that the brief is different. The brief Kenyans think Linturi has and the brief from his boss are different briefs. From his boss, he's told cause much pain to Kenyans as possible and make money while at it. No wonder they can take fake, genuine fertilizer and mix with fake substances and sell to Kenyans. A bag of fertilizer now turns into 10 bags of fertilizer. They make a killing. That's okay.
Okay.
That's what they believe in.
During this entire cycle and during his trial and all that before that kind of select committee, here comes a situation whereby the leaders from the Meru County, most of them came in defense of him. And Linturi is also on record saying that he's only responsible and answerable to one particular person, that is the boss who actually gave him the particular job. Those who are making noise here and there can actually make noise in that. All this is taking place here, and I saw the senator for Kakamega, Boni Alwale, weighing on this conversation and say that people are drunk here with power. What would you make of perhaps Senator Boni Alwale's assertions with regards to this?
Of course, Senator must be also frustrated. Yeah, you will expect that a working system will take action. So to me, that's somebody who's being frustrated. He feels frustrated. He wants to see genuine action being taken. But as all other Kenyans, probably his hands are tied. What can he do? Yeah. All we can do is hope for the day when we will be kicking out these people out of office. That day will come. Because this pain will go for how long? It can't go for 10 years. it must be snapped at some point.
Okay.
And I don't know who is going to vote for Kenya Kwanza again. These people are failures. They can never make it. And they will always cause pain to the people of Kenya. That is what they know. That is their mantra. That is their plan. And on that plan, they are delivering. It is painful every single day. Tomorrow will be more painful than today is. Today is more painful than yesterday was. That is Kenya Kwanza and William Ruto.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from Wakili Willie Sotino here on the Candid Talk. The papers and the dailies are actually saying that the embattled agriculture CS, Mithika Linturi, Honorable, is as white as cotton, so to say. Well, weigh in on this conversation. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about how that process went through and how the agriculture CS survived the impeachment motion against him. Here we are. We shall stay on course of course on the ground and keep you updated with comprehensive analysis of all that is taking place in this country and across our borders. Stay tuned to some of our programs that will be coming up next year. Jadel Kabiru is always here, Richard Mwenja, as well as Professor Herman Manyora, still part of this great family of the Nairobi Review. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Evans Okin.